Venus in Aries. So for men and women, this is all about your feminine side, love and money. This placement is the ultimate red button. They like to push buttons. They like everything of desire to be exciting, always a little bit dangerous. A lot of them have a hard time imagining settling down. And if they do settle down too early, then it could be very confining for them. Their feminine side is a rebel through and through. They're a warrior. They know how to be extremely attractive. They just keep riding on the edge. There's always that danger to them. It's the same reason why everybody moves to the most dangerous spots in the world, because they're the most beautiful, they're the most exciting, and that is exactly what a Venus in Aries is. They're often very attractive to the opposite sex because there's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheekness to it. But even while you get into that torrid affair, you just have this feeling like you know it's not going to end well. The Venus in Aries is always about the next thing. They're the conqueror. While the romance is hot and heavy, it can often burn out quickly. To go through the list of celebrities that have this placement, it is like the who's who of torrid affairs and seductresses. First off, you got the ultimate, which is Marilyn Monroe. Then you have others who have multiple marriages, like Elizabeth Taylor, Mariah Carey, Jennifer Aniston, not only the multiple marriages, but also just that kind of rivalry, because Aries is a fighter. Rhiannon with the crazy romance situation she gets herself into. And look, we're seriously rooting for George Clooney because he finally has settled down. So let's hope the Aries energy in Venus got out all of the passion and excitement, and now he can actually really just enjoy the marriage. Yikes. An Aries in Venus wants love to be freeing. They want it to be thrilling. They want it to be fun. And those things don't always go together. Like, they can at certain times, and then you go through a rough patch and, well, the Aries and Venus will go right out the door. And it's hard to blame them because they are energized and fueled by this very quick, hot energy of Aries. And Aries and Venus puts a lot of pressure on romance. It's just that such intensity, you know, and it can be a little much. They want you to be everything and all-encompassing passion, from the porn star to the feminist, you know, and everything in between. Venus is also art, and so they have a love of art that is usually loud, kind of angry, kind of like exciting. So maybe they're into like 80s hair bands or something that's just like techno or something just full of energy. It could also be something competitive like sports, MMA, you know, something like competitive and really brutal. Just imagine like the gladiators. And Aries and Venus probably wishes that the gladiator fights were still going on, and they would have season tickets for sure. So because of this rush and all-encompassingness, and then the easy, quick getaway, it can be very hurtful to others, and Aries isn't the best with empathy or understanding other people. You know, this is definitely more of a sort of torrid affair position than it is a healthy romance. Of course, I'm not saying every person with this position can't be in a healthy romance. It's just to say they probably need to sow their wild oats for a while and then settle down. Venus is all about the home as well. So with it in the area of Aries, it can be exciting, thrilling, quick. The home can also be kind of like an airport, coming and going. It's where you eat the grub and you go on the next adventure or have the torrid affair. It's like the Batcave. Working on relationships can be really hard for you guys. Like therapy and those kind of ideas might be really hard because having patience is very difficult. Aries is supposed to help you create yourself in an area. So when you have it in the area of romance, which is really focused on another person, it does make for a strange dynamic, and it's almost like you want to find yourself within your partner. So be careful that you're not asking for so much that you're taking away from them. This is about attraction. So for an Aries Venus man, he's attracted to a woman who's like a warrior. She's just courageous. She's just brazen. She is just like wanting what she wants. She'll just throw him down on the bed. She'll take what she wants. She could be aggressive. She could be loud spoken. She could be exciting. She could be an athlete, a go-getter, someone who's competitive as well. Initially in the relationship, this Aries Venus man will want her to dominate him. But then as time goes on, in order to keep things interesting and the competitive spirit, he will start trying to dominate her. And it will become this kind of little battlefield. And hopefully it's a fun, tongue-in-cheek battlefield, but it definitely keeps things interesting. All right, so if you're a woman and you have Venus in Aries, then you have a very assertive style. This is about how you're going to seduce a man. This means that you will be the woman who is like, I want that one. You'll club him over the head and drag him into your cave. It's a very masculine placement, probably the most masculine placement you could have for Venus. Your feminine side is extremely masculine. So that might be confusing to you because, you know, your feminine energy is masculine and then maybe you have Mars energy that's very much more feminine. So it might feel like things are a little flip-flopped for you. And also, when you're dating someone, they might think you're way more masculine, and then once they are with you, they'll see your other traits and realize that, oh, well, there's more to the story here. You're not just like this sex-crazed seductress warrior rebel chick. There's more to you than that, which, of course, a lot of guys like, but there's more to you than that. For these kind of women, there's also kind of like a thing of winning him over, you know, like it's a competition with other women or whatever, or just against him to just like get him to choose you. But you're just going to do the chase. You're not going to wait for him. Hell no. You're going to go for what you want. And you're not going to stop until you get it. These women are very intoxicating. Think Marilyn Monroe. They just ooze this masculinity that for men is extremely attractive because it's something that they kind of wish all women were kind of like that, honestly. Most male fantasies want to make women a bit more aggressive than they really are in their true nature. So some men with this position might actually sort of project onto the woman that they're with. They'll imagine that this woman is way more sexually fused, like she's just having all these fantasies about all these people. And in his head, you know, he's like thinking that she's cheating on him or at least wanting to cheat on him with women and all sorts of craziness. But a lot of it is the imagination because he's wishing for this very masculine kind of version of sexuality from her. Venus in Aries is a very sexually charged position. So this is someone who probably is not going to be in that relationship where they just accept, oh, we don't really do that anymore. You know, we're married. It's okay. No, this is not a once a week, once a month kind of thing. This is like something that's just going to always need to be fulfilled. And it will always need to be new and inventive and exciting. So since these are not really your typical homebody types of people, you know, they're often going to feel most comfortable when they're on an adventure, they're on the prowl, they're on the move. Never fully domesticate them. That is the trick to always keeping them happy. In friendship, a Venus Aries personality likes things to be spontaneous. They don't really like to plan. They want you to say, hey, let's do something. And then 2 minutes later, they're like, let's go grab dinner. They're also a bigger, better. It's not just enough to just do something simple. They want to go all out. They want to do something exciting and thrilling and big. They also like to be the alpha of the group, so they'll probably want to be kind of the center of their friendship circle. And they might sometimes rivalries between their friends in order to spice things up and keep things fresh. There's always some kind of drama. They like things to be wild, extravagant, exciting, and a touch of recklessness. So in addition to keeping their friends and lovers on their toes, money. Okay, if you have this position, the way that you're gonna find money, get money in life is gonna be like windfall situations. It's gonna be feast, famine, a lot of ups and downs. Save, you know, so that you can plan a bit more for those downfalls. But your excitement and your energy levels are part of what draws people to you, and it's part of your success in life with money. That is my take on the very exciting placement of Venus in Aries.